Alright guys, welcome to my entire Kanye West collection. So as of December 2024, this is all of the Kanye West merchandise and music that I have. So the way we're going to be doing this video, we're going to start off with all of my CDs, followed by my cassettes, and then last we're going to go through all of my vinyl. Alright, so starting us off in the CD section, we have Yeezus, obviously an amazing album to have on CD specifically. It is my third favorite Kanye album of all time, but we'll get into the specific, top 5 later on in this video. But yeah, amazing production, great album, definitely getting a lot more love nowadays than it was a decade ago. So yeah, next up we do have Late Registration, another great album. In my opinion, Late Registration is way better than The College Dropout, but I know some people are definitely going to disagree with that take, but that's fine. Coming up next, we have 808s and Heartbreak, my personal second favorite Kanye album of all time. This was also the first Kanye album I ever listened to, so it's always going to have a very nostalgic and soft spot in my heart. So yeah. Another banger over here, we have Graduation. This is the jewel case that everyone freaks out about. I don't know why. That's just because this is an enhanced custom CD. Obviously, these were released as... Oh, the camera's kind of messed up. Obviously, these were released as digipacks, so you couldn't actually get them, in jewel case form. But yeah, there's that one video on my channel with like a whole bunch of views that everyone goes crazy about for whatever reason. Anyway, next up we do have The Life of Pablo. This is a custom CD. This album was never ever released in any form of physical media. No CD, no vinyl, no cassette, obviously, or anything like that. But yeah, amazing album. A lot of amazing tracks. Next up, we have Yandhi on CD. Obviously, another custom. This was never released, but for what it is, this is a fantastic unreleased album. And yeah, way better than some actual released albums out there, for sure. And there's always going to be that little group of people saying that this is Kanye's best project, despite it being, not released. But yeah, definitely amazing and super cool, unique item to have in my collection. Coming up next, we do have Donda over here. I actually like Donda quite a bit, to be honest. It is definitely way longer than it should be, and I'm not a big fan of the deluxe version, but just the standard version. I do actually like a lot of Donda, especially the production, instrumentals, and yeah, some of the tracks, super cool and super underrated project. And yeah. Next up, we have Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, my favorite Kanye West album of all time. And look, I know there's going to be those people in the comments saying, oh my god, such an NPC take, that's so mainstream, and going to click off this video. But this is genuinely his best body of work, and I truly believe that if you genuinely consider one of his other albums to be better than this, you're just trying to be different so bad, and this is clearly his best project. Like, whether you like it as his best project personally or not, this is like the greatest thing that he's ever made. And unless you are truly like an experimental hip-hop fan and you're into Death Grips and stuff like that, and you do like Yeezus more or another album more, I do think that this is Kanye's best album. But yeah, I'm sure there's people that agree, and I'm also sure there's people who disagree with that. But yeah, that's my personal favorite Kanye West album. And then we do also have Graduation, the Japanese version. A very desired version of Graduation, because this does actually feature bittersweet poetry. So yeah, and also Good Night. See those two tracks, 14 and 15, highlighted in yellow, are actually 2 bonus tracks, and you do get to listen to Good Night and Bittersweet Poetry, a Japan exclusive track, which is super cool. And yeah, I have made a video on this. Check it out on my channel if you want an in-depth, unboxing and sort of review of this thing, but really cool. And then we do also have 808s and Heartbreak, the Japanese release over here as well, which is super cool. Love these Japanese CDs, they're always amazing. So yeah, that actually concludes the CD section, and now we're going to move on to all of my cassette tapes, which are pretty awesome. Alright, so starting us off with the cassette tapes, we have Graduation over here. This is a custom, of course. It never actually came out on cassette. If only Kanye had released, Graduation and a couple of other albums on, cassette and vinyl, he would be making so much more money, because people want these things, whether they're official or not. The demand is pretty crazy. So yeah, Graduation, absolute banger of an album. Then we do also have 808s and Heartbreak. Of course, my second personal favorite Kanye album. I'm always surprised to see this one ranked so low on people's discography rankings for Kanye. you know, just forget about half of your favorite modern artists without this album and its influence, you know. And I know people are going to be like, oh, just because it's influential doesn't mean it's good, but I still think it's amazing personally. So yeah, and we do have Late Registration on cassette, another custom. All three of these are custom. However, Late Registration actually was officially released on cassette in Indonesia, but that cassette tape goes for hundreds of dollars, and no thanks when I can just get a custom made one for a whole lot cheaper. So yeah, and we do have a Watch the Throne cassette. Yes, I will be including collab albums in this video, so super cool, very unique. And then we do have Yeezus on cassette, and this actually is official. So this cassette tape, unlike pretty much the rest of them, is official. And yeah, it is still pretty expensive, pretty rare. My one is actually still sealed. I haven't opened this thing, which does make it a bit more valuable and collectible, but yeah, super cool. I do love Yeezus quite a lot. Coming up next, we do have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and you can check out the individual videos where I, you know, properly go through these things and, you know, show you all the inserts and the tapes, even how they sound in some videos on my channel. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and have a look through my channel. You can find a lot of videos of me actually, you know, reviewing these individual products. So yeah, we do have Kids See Ghosts over here on cassette tape. Another custom, of course, super cool. This album did actually take a while for me to, you know, start liking it. It did take a while for it to grow on me, but now I absolutely love it and appreciate it for what it is. It is actually fantastic. So yeah, and then we do have The Life of Pablo, absolute banger of an album. And yeah, it sucks that this album never got a CD, cassette, or vinyl, but here's what it is. And then we do actually have Donda over here, which is the last cassette or cassettes in the cassette section. So we have cassette 1 and cassette 2 over here, obviously customs again. And since Donda is super long, they did have to, you know, spread this one amongst 2 different tapes. But yeah, really cool. I love Donda quite a bit. So yeah, those are all of the cassette tapes. We have one more part of this video left, and that is all of the vinyl records. So let's get on to that. All right, starting us off, we do have none other than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I've glazed this album enough in this video, but yeah, you guys get the point. Absolutely amazing. Love the whole thing, start to finish. One of my favorite albums of all time, not just from Kanye West. Coming up next, we do have Graduation. Absolute banger. This is a custom, limited edition, whatever that means. So you do have a whole bunch of random stuff on here, actually. It does include Good Night and Bittersweet Poetry, and some, you know, iTunes UK and US bonus tracks, which is pretty weird, pretty strange, but also kind of cool. You know, I do appreciate that. But sound quality isn't optimal since it is a custom, but yeah, take it for what it is. Still really cool to have in my collection. Coming up next, we do have Donda, which is just a fat 4 LP. Absolutely huge. And yeah, I'm not actually gonna stack that on top of the other albums because it is very heavy. And then coming up next, we do have Kids See Ghosts over here. This was the first Kanye album I got on vinyl, actually, and I got it as a gift. And that's the thing, I got this, I was like, man, there's so many other albums I would have, like, you know, loved to have over this, but since this was the only album I had, it did actually result in me spending a lot more time with it, and yeah, it did grow on me as a result of that. So yeah, Kids See Ghosts, very cool. And then finally, we have Kanye West Yeezus, yet another bootleg. So Graduation and Yeezus are the only, you know, unofficial vinyl. The rest are, you know, officially released. But yeah, Yeezus, obviously a custom, never came out on vinyl, and I don't know why it would. But yeah, again, this sound quality, even worse than the Graduation vinyl. I don't know who made these things, but yeah, so that actually concludes all of my Kanye West merch. And I do have one more thing over here. It's just this plushie. If anyone can tell me what era of Kanye this is supposed to represent, I do see kind of, you know, Graduation in its eyes. I have no idea what this symbol is in the middle. It just looks like a beat up toast with a red eye or something and 5 stars going across its forehead. I have no idea what this thing is, but yeah, maybe it's like just a generic Kanye plush, but I have seen these plush before, you know, like a Graduation Teddy, a My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy era Teddy. Maybe I'm missing something here and it's clearly like, you know, college dropout or late registration or something. But yeah, those are all of my Kanye West products and merchandise in my collection. Obviously, I don't have everything, you know, I'm missing some albums like The College Dropout, Yay, some of the Vultures era stuff, amongst some other things, you know, but how it works is I only collect what I'm going to listen to. So, and also just because I don't have a particular Kanye, you know, album on CD, cassette, or vinyl, doesn't mean I think it's bad, doesn't mean I don't listen to it, you know, but yeah, as for my top 5 Kanye albums, I've kind of talked about it a million times already, but number 1 is MBDTF, number 2 is 808s and Heartbreak, number 3 is Yeezus, number 4 is Graduation, and number 5 is Donda. And then after that, probably Life of Pablo, and then, yeah, the list goes on beyond that. But yeah, those are my top 6. There you go. You guys can let me know what your thoughts are on this video and my opinions in the comment section below. Always welcome to. Of course, let me know what your favorite item was in this video. I do think that the Yeezus cassette, let's find it. Where is it? Where is the Yeezus cassette? It's probably, there it is. I do think the Yeezus cassette is probably the coolest thing I have in my whole collection, given that this thing actually is official. But yeah, some of the custom tapes, obviously, super cool, and you don't see them in everyone's collection. So, yeah, really cool. Yeah, as for my favorite Kanye West song of all time, this is going to be another very unpopular take, but it's So Appalled from MBDTF. That is my favorite Kanye song. Some honorable mentions definitely have to be Welcome to Heartbreak, Say You Will, On Sight from Yeezus, absolutely amazing. I do like Feedback and Saint Pablo a lot as well from The Life of Pablo. You know, amongst other tracks, there's so many amazing Kanye West songs. I'd be sitting here all day telling you how many songs I like. But yeah, I definitely plan on getting more stuff in the future. But for now, I basically have everything that, you know, I'm kind of happy with. And I'm not a big fan of Yay exactly. Not the biggest fan of The College Dropout, which, you know, might be another hot take. Hence, you know, the lack of those albums in this video. But yeah, I do really appreciate you guys for watching this video. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, check out whatever else is on my channel if you like this video. And more videos coming soon. Alright guys, take care and goodbye.